Good morning.
And I am blessed. How are you guys doing?
Oh, I am doing fine.
Awesome. Thank God for that.
Were you expecting me to represent us in some
No,
way?
you do this every morning.
Okay, so
I
thank
am
you
doing fine.
Yes.
Okay, Raymond.
Raymond, we have a special message for you from Chairman Rollins. I will be sharing that with you in the course of the review. But let's celebrate our colleague, shall we? And Manasseh Azuri Awuni, reigning West Africa Journalist of the Year at the Wameka.
It's no longer Ghanaian affairs. It's actually...
It's now a sub-regional matter.
Yes.
But the speech, no.
Hey, Manasseh speech. Manasseh, we want a replay of your speech today on the Super Morning Show. For me, I can't say it.
So there's commitment, but...
There's commitment in word.
Action.
But action no here.
Yeah, it's just like me committing to marry anymore.
And
For 50 years, I'm still committing to marry
anymore. Okay, so we'll be playing Manasseh's sound, but just so listeners have the context,
Yes.
he said that the president who had the most goodwill from anti-corruption campaigners, one of them was President Akufo-Addo.
Yeah.
And one of the presidents who has disappointed the anti-corruption campaign in Ghana the most is President Akufo-Addo. So I think in a nutshell, that's what Manasseh said. We'll be hearing from the man himself when he comes. But congratulations as well to Seth Kwame Boateng.
Yes.
And
Richard
also
Kojo
to
Nyako.
Richard Kojo Nyako. That beautiful story Richard did, the kids using stones as mouse. And Asena Samankese. And of course, Justice Beidou and Daryl Kwao were also finalists in Wameka. Congratulations to all of you. And thanks, of course, to the listeners for inspiring us to always do our very best every day. And of course, another happy birthday to Mrs. Nokodia, Managing Director Malin Low. God richly bless you. Live to be 99.7 and beyond. Guys, let's do the front pages.
Now, I'm starting with the Business and Financial Times, and it's reporting this morning, banking sector is not in crisis. 7 failed banks had less than 10% of the industry's assets, and the remaining local banks, according to the governor of the Bank of Ghana, is very stable.
Very stable.
Very stable. It sounds like Elsie Awajis, you know.
No bank will close down again.
Yay! Just like they said, the First World War was the last war to end all wars.
That's war.
Yeah, first
even
one.
after the Second World War,
second
they say we are experiencing a third world war in bits. You go ahead.
Now, so that's what the BNFT is reporting. There's also a story about Ghana being open for new airlines, and Eximbank, listen to this one, backs 1D, 1F with 417 million agro-processing pharmaceutical sectors to benefit from this particular one. For the to benefit, it has been plenty, pal.
Charlie, we've lost count.
Now we have put the counting on hold.
We've lost count. We've lost count.
Wow.
Charlie, if you made Raymond Aqua lose counts, then you are serious.
It is depressing to continue counting.
Okay, I understand. It's depression. It's not lack of competence.
No.
I know you have that in droves.
Yes.
Okay, anymore.
On the front page of the Today, Jamestown man set to be buried 20th October 2018 as Traditional Council defies minister's orders. Backbin supporters jubilate over attack on Mahama, and Indum ends his hashtag Stop Panic Withdrawals tour.
Now, the Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning clamp down on vigilantism in Ghana. Ibn Chambers is speaking there, and 5 soldiers, 10 others arrested for chieftaincy disputes in Somania. And there's also a story about cargo tracking note taking off today. And if you listen to the business news, it was predominant in the bulletin.
You spoke to Deputy Finance Minister Kweku Kwarteng live. Yeah.
On the front page of the Gold Street Business, suspected money laundering cases on the rise. The Financial Intelligence Center receives 2,010 suspicious transaction reports in 6 years. Local architects are equally competent. Former GIP president tells government on Singaporean deal. And that's Mr. Frank Taki speaking there. President to launch maiden oil and gas licensing round today.
Now, the Daily Statesman has these stories on its front page. Ghana to strengthen bonds with La Francophone. And that's according to the President of the Republic of Ghana. Power deal review to save Ghana $586 million and NDC's bloated capacity arrangements siphoned millions. Those are the stories the Statesman is reporting.
On the front page of the New Crusading Guide, drama in court over Anas Kennedy Ajepong case. Pram has no chief. Suspend funeral of Kojo Abebio v Now. Suhum MCE blows 160,000 Ghana cedis on 3 unit classroom block, and GTN to boost revenue by $50 million monthly.
Now, let's do some entrepreneurship stuff. Now, ignore fake check rumors. This is according to the National Entrepreneurship Institution, and also government to set up new 200 million fund to support young entrepreneurs. The very last one on the front page of the Finder is auction of 6 oil blocks kicks off. That is today at 11 a.m. This is the first time since oil production started in 2011 we will do away with the tendency of corruption. That's all the story in there. I'll be giving you details later.
On the front page of the Ghanaian Observer, probe Mohammed Shodi Saglemi housing project. Atechian charges Attorney General and Iyoko. Dr. Baumia's mobile money interoperability bear big fruits in 5 months. And open up and let's help propagate your good works. That's Kojo Ponkrumah speaking to state CEOs.
Now, the Daily Heritage is reporting Samira Baumia's delegation to the World Health Organization conference is 6, not 20. That's what's being said now. And Ghana card field officers not paid since August, and registration officers are very angry. And those are stories that have been reported by the Daily Heritage.
On the back page of the Daily Graphic, a Manting starch factory to start operations in January 2019. Anglo Gold Ashanti constructs water treatment plant. On the front page, cargo tracking starts today. Business is great, Britain and Northern Ireland. And my integrity intimidates and threatens some people. That's according to former President Jerry John Rawlings.
And the former president is on the front page of the Daily Guide. The banner headline says, "I didn't kill judges." They say he rowed there. And government saves 7.6 billion in power deals. And the Auditor General has been sued. Those are the stories that the Daily Guide is presenting this morning.
And finally, from me, the front page of the Chronicle, desperate NDC supporters supports Akamba for inciting students to hoot at the president. Experts differ on election of MMDCEs, but Nana Kofi Senya insists it is best bet for Ghana. And that's it from the front page of the Daily Chronicle.
Raymond, let's start with former President Rawlings.
And Charles Techibuadu writes that former President Rawlings has denied involvement in the infamous murder of the 3 High Court judges and a retired military officer about six years ago. And you know that this comes on the heels of a special assignment which focused on crimes that shook the nation, with the very first episode dealing with the matter of the killing of the judges in this particular case. But you know, the details of it suggest that the former president promised that he was going to do a response. He promised they issue some tweets along the line, you know, the Evergoons tweets. There's another one too,
where he alleged that some Evergoons were behind the production of that documentary.
And we have been trying to wrap our minds around who the Evergoon is.
Because you, Raymond, you are not an Ever.
Yes.
Me too, I'm not an Ever.
The big boss, no,
the
he's
big
not
boss
Ever.
is not
so
an
we
Ever.
were wondering where the Ever was. Oh, but to be clear, he actually finally gave some response.
Let's hear the response.
Mm-hmm. If I were bloodthirsty as these people are claiming, 15th May 79, I could have ignited the thing and left it.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
I could have just let go and let people do the killings. How do I come back in the 80s?
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
To say I'm going to kill judges? Or you want to put that on us? It was a terrible mistake some of our comrades did.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
How to knock me down without going so low. In going that low.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
The weak that is going to destroy the children. I wouldn't do that.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
About some of these characters.
That was former President Rawlings speaking at Tech Talk on KNUST campus.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
Abdul Malik Kweku Baku Raymond, he had a lot to say about Chairman Rawlings' statement or reactions on Newsfile last Saturday.
You were former president.
0.7.
PNDC, all those things. What was his reaction to such an explosive verdict? He's worried about a documentary by a journalist.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
Begins to make noise all over the place when this document stays forever and ever You see, he missed a great opportunity.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
Actually, 13 times was invited to come and respond to allegations and things people had made about him. 13 times.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
So eventually the NRC had to issue summons. How do you call it? You say subpoena to him. Subpoena that required that he
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
Because he was so uncooperative, unlike Captain Chikata, who went through according to the procedures, did a statement and appeared and did his case.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
To appear before an organized platform and to deal with issues face to face. He didn't have the capacity. If it was a rally.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
Immediately available. Come and stand there and do his Western cowboyism things.
That was Abdul Malik Kweku Bako speaking on Newsfile on Saturday. And of course, before that, he had read a quote from the final report of the National Reconciliation Commission. And that's what he said was more damning than what, of course, we aired in that documentary. Anyway, I'm coming to you now. Let's talk about
education.
Teachers.
Yes. Yeah. So there's a special focus piece in the Daily Graphic, which is very interesting, and it's about Bio Kansingo children who are still studying under trees. Now, in 2010, 2,936 schools were identified under the Schools Under Trees project. That's 2,936 in 2010. By 2016, that number had been reduced to 1,640. But as at now, in the Upper East alone, there are 334 basic schools that are operating under trees. So this one is our focus this morning. It's a junior high school in the Upper East region in the Bongo district. Now, what happened is that this school, which is the only public school in the community, was actually started by the community members. They came together, put communal labor together, raised funds, and they were able to build a block for KG 1 to 3. Then they went to SIF, Social Investment Fund, which gave them some building materials to construct a classroom block. So they did that for primary 1 to 3. They got an Irish philanthropist to help them to build the classroom block for 4 to 6, but the JHS section has not been built, and they're still studying under trees. There's a picture of them, and they're complaining that there are a lot of motor riders in the area. There's a lot of dust when it's raining. They can't go to school. They can't focus, and we're still dealing, with that issue. There's also an editorial piece in the Daily Graphic as well by Anis Hafa. It's titled "Of Moral Education and Cognitive Dissonance," and it also talks about education and how we're raising our children and confusing them as it were, because what they're seeing is very different from what they are being taught, and he is talking about the disparity there. So 2 stories on education in the Daily Graphic that you should definitely look out for.
And good morning to Anis Hafa. We met over the weekend as the annual MOBA fundraising and dinner at the Golden Tulip Hotel Saturday evening. Riveting events, rousing events there by MOBA 88. Congratulations to all of them. I'm saying good morning to the writer of the article.
Now it has become a riveting, routing, something.
Can I do Ghana card now?
Yes, please.
Do
go
Ghana
ahead.
card.
Before that, there was bonfire over the weekend too, and we take note of that. Yes.
Before that, there was entertainment as West Girls on Saturday evening. Since that's what we are doing this morning.
Now, so the Ghana card field officers have not been paid, and since August, when the registration actually started, when they were supposed to start work, we understand, according to a report by the Heritage, that the gentlemen and the ladies are very angry. They are saying they will soon abandon duty if they are not paid the amount of money owed them for them to do the work they are supposed to do. I have lost track of when we are going to have Greater Accra alone receiving it. So you do remember that they give a timeline of 3 months for Greater Accra to get its cut, including my very self. I'll be waiting. We're told I started with the presidency, then they moved on to Parliament and other relevant places. Yes, but it's unclear when they are getting to me first before my hometown people. Then we see how it's going to go. But Professor Tifo has been explaining that the Greater Accra region is still going to take some 2 or 3 more months, and they'll move to the Volta region. For the Volta region, they'll move to the Northern region, to the Upper East and Upper West regions. The Brown-Afro region will be next before Eastern and Ashanti region. The understanding we also have is that, you know, that this all started in 2008. They began a process to register and issue cards. About 11 million people in 6 regions of the country are registered as part of the process in 2008. That we abandoned the card because we now want a new system which is supposed to give us some technology-imbued features with some extraordinary standards.
Yeah.
But we hope that this issue to do with the payment of the gentleman who was supposed to do the registration will not be another reason to delay the process, which, of course, started on a very bad note from the beginning.
Yes, thank you very much, Raymond and Enima. We're going to go online in a moment, and the online news review is brought to you by Zenith Bank. In your best interest, Goil Good Energy, and download the Safe Doctor app now from Google Play. Safe Doctor, the future of better medical care. Now, Goil, your trusted #1 and biggest indigenous oil marketing company, says Ayiko to all our customers. Your loyalty to the Goil brand has again been rewarded. For the third consecutive year, Goil is the CIMG Petroleum Company of the Year. We dedicate this award to you, our valuable customers, for staying with us through thick and thin. Continue to buy from any of our 300 plus service stations for quality fuel and lubricants. Buy Goil and let's support the economy. Goil, good energy, Goil, Yenara, Yedia. Now, Zenith Bank has now obtained the ISO 27001 and PCI DSS certifications. More than ever before, customers of Zenith Bank can be assured of the confidentiality of their information as well as security of our systems, processes, and procedures. So go on, make that move to Zenith Bank today. Open an account with us and sign up for our array of MasterCard and Visa cards. Banking with Zenith Bank is easy, convenient, and secure. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. MyJoyOnline.com is where we begin. A part of $175 million loan to build hospitals spent on Mahama re-election research. That's the result of a Joy News investigation. We will be bringing you more details of that later on the show. Reorient Minds to sell Ghana brand. Esther Koba charges government. CEO of Stratscom Africa speaking there. And the BBC has a special on the Mogadishu bombings. Man executed on Somalia blast anniversary. You want to go on the bbc.com and get all the details of that story. We're going to go for a number of important messages. But before that, anymore, tell us about these 3 teachers who have been accused of assaulting female students.
Okay, so 3 teachers near Ho at Sokoda Senior High Technical School have assaulted 3 teachers have assaulted a female student. So what happened is that some of these students didn't go to the dining hall. They had locked themselves up in the dormitory. The teachers went there, they banged the doors. After about 30 minutes, they opened the door. There was one girl in particular who had hidden underneath a bunk bed, and they beat her through the bunk bed, so through the holes and underneath the bunk bed, and really, really hurt her. There's a picture of her with sores all over her body. I went back to 2017 when there was a video that was making the rounds about teachers beating students, and the PRO for the GS at that time categorically stated that the GES does not approve of teachers using canes and does not support corporal punishment, but it's obviously still going on.
You know, it's a good thing that Dr. Ayodichum, Deputy Education Minister, is joining us today, because it will be good for us to put some of these issues to him. What is really being done to penalize teachers who fall foul of the code of conduct? We heard of what happened in Obuasi Senior High School. Yes. We will be raising that issue with him, and of course the main meat of our conversation with him. And guys, I'll read this message that Dennis, who is in charge of social media this morning on the Super Morning Show, put on the platform when we were discussing this issue. He says, in 3rd year, my group in school was supposed to manufacture a flywheel, and Dennis did metallurgical engineering in KNUST. We knew all the processes and everything, even off head. We could tell you the process, but when it was time for us to manufacture the real thing, they took us to Swami for the guys in magazine to do everything, because they have all the experience. So the question we are asking this morning on the Super Morning Show is our classroom preparing our students for the real world? Are our classrooms preparing the students for the real world? We'll be asking Dr. Ayodichum that and many other questions on the Super Morning Show. You want to stay with us for every moment of it. And I just saw Kwete Nate step in. Kwete is the man behind that investigation that's revealed that monies meant for hospitals was used to fund campaign research for the 2016 elections. You want to stay with us for every moment of that. We continue after the 7 a.m. BBC News.
Radio Joy 99.7.